4. Here we go. Here we go. We're probably live now, you know. Yes, we're live now. So, hello, everybody. We are the Mad Scientists. I'm Mad Frankie. This is Violet Igor over here. And she's a bit fuzzy and worried about it. And together we make the Mad Scientists. Ding! There we go. Here we are. And what a lovely hot sunny day it is, or a horrible hot sunny day, depending on whether you like it or not. You were just in flipping focus there.
I'm gone.
Oh,
But they're in the other room talking, so I want to mute for a little bit till they're done. So
I just want to say hello and say what I'm thinking about and what I'm doing and things. So we've got a couple of pulls, which I will fetch. We've got to have a look at those, see how they're doing. We've got this one. And what else have we got? I don't think we've got anything else. I think we've only got the one. I wasn't going to do much of the gel printing today because we've got this one to pull and it's really hot here, I'm afraid. So I wasn't going to planning on doing too much because it's just so hot. So let's have a look at this one. Let me get this in a good position for you. There we go. Right. And we'll see what we've got here. Oh, this is the juicy one. There's quite a lot of colour in this one.
I know, and I've been waiting.
It's the Nautiluses.
Yeah.
Nautiloid.
Thank you. I was looking at the note.
So it's got lots of colour in it. It's got the purple, permanent purple, dark violet thingy. That one.
Do you have your headphones on?
Oh, I don't have my headphones on. Where'd I put it? Oh, there it is.
That's the one.
Okay, hang on. Let me put the headphones on. Yeah, I think it won't be a long stream because it's so hot and wearing these headphones are not the best. There we are. They're plugged in now. They should be better. Should be here.
We took care of it. Thank you, Paula.
Let go, Paul. Sorry. So we've got the permanent violet dark there. We've got I added a bit of the iridescent white, and that helped a little bit to disperse things. And we've got the fluorescent green, I think, there, and that lovely blue. I do like how that went in with the mixed with the colours there, the blue and the green together. Beautiful colour.
Believe it or not, I know it's Nautilus, but it makes me think of orchids.
Yeah, sort of got a flower look to it, really, hasn't it?
Sure does.
I like how these came out. Nice. I'm going to keep playing with those because there's things to do with those, but not on hot days. I'd rather do it on a nice wet day or something because we have had a couple, but mostly I just went there going, thank God. So there we go. That's that one.
Hi, everyone.
And I didn't want to do much else with that because, as I say, it's just so hot. But I've got some things to show you. Now, you've seen this, and you remember I had the chicory that I had drawn, pencil drawn. And I discovered, while I was tidying things up, I discovered that my pot of copper pieces, these are scrap bits from when I've been doing various work, and little pieces that might cut into your fingers, like the bits of mesh and things. But I put them in vinegar and with a bit of salt, and they've been sitting there for a couple of weeks. And when I went to have a look, it was really quite a decent colour.
Look at that.
Really quite decent. It's not very intense, but it is quite good. And look how it came out. Came out rather good. Even on the test piece, it came out quite nicely. I put just little drops out of the dropper to see what would happen. I haven't put anything else with it at that time. It was just the copper that had been in the vinegar. And when I rubbed this one, it just comes off because there's no gum arabic to fix it to the paper or anything like that.
Right.
I then put gum arabic in and some olive clove, I think, in this one to preserve it. Although, no, I didn't put any preservative in because, after all, it's vinegar and copper. It's not really going to need any preservative.
Right.
Nothing there to go off.
The fixative.
No, exactly. It's already gone off and turned this blue colour, which is what we want. So I then put some more vinegar and salt in with the remains that I've got in this little remains of copper to keep it going. So we might get some more later, but that's all that there was in there this time. But I thought, I'll try it out. Because I was thinking I might be able to use this and woad to get the right colour for the chicory. But I just tried it with the copper ink. And actually, it's rather nice. It looks closer to the right colour through this camera than it does in real life. It looks a little bit too greeny to me in real life. But it's still rather beautiful, and I did like the way I'd managed to do chicory. So I've just got to paint the stalks and the little buds that are coming up in a nice green. So I've got to do that. And so I've got 2 flowers now to go in. 2 flowers to go in. And I've got these bits, which we know about, to go in. And I was thinking that I could also cut up some of these pieces and put those in as well, because in particular, this piece is really beautiful because that's the one I put some bits of copper sulfate into.
I see
and
it.
It's lovely, lovely colour.
Hold it up. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Sparkly and glittery. I mean, lovely. And it's almost got dendritic bits in there from it. It's lovely. And there's some other nice colours, and the beautiful bit over here, which is number 24 with CU, so that's with copper. I just thought it'd be nice to put that in the book as well. Yeah, so I've got that.
You've got some nice splotches there. I like that. I like to go around with that and outline it and see what, if I see a flower or a face or an alien creature.
Or I was thinking just to put them in as splotches, to scatter them throughout it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I happened to go out to post something, and while I was out, I thought I'll have a coffee. Haven't had one for ages. So I went into Books and a Brew boutique. Walked past the boutique bit down to the brew bit, which is really close to the books part. And I found a couple of books there I quite fancied. This is Practical Watercolour Techniques and is edited by Sarah Buckley. Now, I don't know how old this is, but it cost me £1.
Yeah.
A single bound. And it says in here, 1991 first printed. Doesn't say anything about any other printing, so maybe that was it. Creative designer Carol Perks. Maybe she's the painter then. Anyway, so this was really interesting, this book. I like particularly this bit near the end.
You have to back out a little bit or hold.
So I want this bit.
Okay, that's all right then. That's what I was going to say.
Where she's talking about what doesn't work, why water is hard to do. Because this student, she says, the painting on the right, the reflections don't ring true because the student hasn't observed them properly. Notice, for example, how the reflections of the angled trees and the boat extend in the same direction about the trees. In reality, they would lean in the opposite direction to form a mirror image. So that would go that way, and this would go this way. And then we look at this one over here, and you can see what she means, because here's a man, his legs are straight, so the reflection is straight, but his back is bent, so the back reflection is going in the opposite direction. Yeah? And the boat is going in the opposite direction. The bow of it going in the opposite direction. And also, this one has almost nothing happening in the water, just the colour, that's it. Whereas this one has little ripply bits and splotches to show the ripples and reflections, and the lines as well to show how the water's moving. I think it's brilliant, really well explained.
Example. Mm-hmm.
So that was a great one. There's also another reason why I like this book, which I was just showing Violet before Lifetime came up. That's why we were a bit late. Let me find the page.
Yeah, this is why we were running late, because she was trying to show me something.
I was talking madly about it.
We can't stop her sometimes. We got to let her run her course till the battery runs out.
And it's this. Now, you may think that's nothing, that there's nothing there to see. There's very little. But it really caught my eye. And it was the picture, the image that caught my eye. And later I saw why it had caught my eye, because one of my favourite painters painted this. And it is Venice, Punta della Salute by J.M.W. Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just bonkers about light. And you can see why. I mean, look at that. It's like an early morning mist with the sun coming up and lighting everything almost in a glare. And it's just wonderful. I just love that. And his work is just, even the ones that don't appear to have anything in the picture, but just light on water and clouds. And you can't tell where the clouds and the water mix, you know? And I love that kind of thing. So this book, I definitely had to have that one. Definitely. That one. And then there was another one I quite liked, Painting with Watercolour, a foundation course. And this is quite good too, because it shows you things like all about a cup. And there we are. Foundation of a good picture. Let's use this tea set as an example of how to apply the principles of drawing. Reduce what you see to simple shapes. The bowl is a sphere, half a sphere. Biscuit jar is a cylinder. The teapot is a sphere. The lid is a pyramid. And it goes on about all these things. It even talks about the negative spaces, look, where the handles of the mugs are. And I just find that sort of thing really helpful and interesting. So I had to have that one. It was only £2, that one. So I would have priced it the other way around myself.
Wait, there's more.
Well, yes, there might be a little bit more. It was this one. Now, I was following a class on Skillshare, and the lady there was talking about this book, Illustration School, Let's Draw Plants and Small Creatures, and it's by Sachiko Umoto. Sachiko Umoto.
Yep.
And I have managed to get it secondhand, and it's got some lovely stuff in here. Lovely bits and bobs. It sort of breaks down what you're painting, what you're drawing. You draw the tiny lumps in the middle, add more around the edges, the leaves facing 3 directions, there are 5 petals, all these little intricate details that you may not notice. And with some of these things, they're so small, like a wasp, and they move so fast that you don't always see it. So it's nice to have it written down to look at, you know, all that kind of thing. The feet on the snail are wavy because it's 1 foot. And all this kind of thing. I mean, it's really helpful, these little things, to draw little quick sketches. You don't really want fabulous detail. I am inclined to put too much detail into mine, to try to get it too accurate. I know that, and I really would like to loosen up into more of this sort of style, less precise, more free. So that's a good one for that. And then it just happens that the day I bought books, a load of books came in the post as well. This one, Papermaker's Companion. The other one that I ordered at the same time hasn't come yet, which is quite interesting. So we'll see that another time. But this is by Helen Hibbert, or Hebert. And Violet was just telling me that she was following her.
Oh, yeah, so for quite a while, because, let's see, before COVID, I did around a long bit of time spending making homemade paper, because I have a paper shredder and I'm always shredding something. And between that and the paper, shredded paper and egg cartons, I made my own paper. Oh man, did I have fun. Messy, but
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I made paper up, I don't know, about 4, 6 years ago, something like that, long time ago. And I loved it so much. I kept
Yeah.
the paper and I've still got it in a big, well, not really a folder. It was a box that I'd flattened and tied up with string. So it was about A1 size to hold all my bits. Not that I made paper in A1 size. It just so happened I put other big bits of paper in there I got from somewhere else. And my paper, one of which I made out of jeans, which is about that size.
Well, I'll tell you who turned me on to it, which I did it when I was younger and forgot about it, but who re-inspired me. Beth Schuler comes in here. Bethy made homemade paper, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh man, I got to get back to it. And she could use
Yeah.
for the all right, I've lost my words, but she used plastic canvas because it has a grid, and she
Hmm.
used that to pull the paper up, and it got a nice textured look. And so I tried
Uh-huh.
various things. The problem with the paper I made, I didn't put a fixative in it. So I didn't have any glue or anything like that in it. So it wasn't going to last a very long time or hold up to a lot of use. You know what I'm saying?
I can't remember what I did when I made paper. I can remember very little about it. I used to have a website, and the first one I had, I put up the instructions that I'd used to make the paper, and it was all in there. And so I didn't need to know. I could go back and look. And of course, I haven't got a website anymore, so it's all gone. Probably somewhere. But
Yep.
this is quite a nice book. I like it. So that's interesting to look at and find
And
out
I
what you
think
can
she,
do.
and I think she describes and explains. I mean, I've followed others for paper making. I belong to a lot of paper making sites just to follow their blog and whatnot. And it's more on a professional, larger scale where
Yeah.
I'm just a homemaker, just at
Yeah.
home doing it. So, but I love what she comes up with and what she does. I just love the way she explains it and does it.
Yeah. I had a great big, enormous, sort of almost the size of a bath for a 6-year-old, really. um, old plastic box that happened not to have any holes in the bottom and no ridges and things. So I used that to actually as my tub for making the pulp,
Yep.
so that I could then put a frame in and pull it up out. Yeah, that was ages ago. Ages ago. Anyway, this is quite a handy book to look at. I'm enjoying. I've not really looked at it very much, but I'm going to have great fun looking at it and
Hmm.
seeing what she's going to talk about. Talking about ventilation and electricity and so forth. Oh, making frames. Yeah, yeah. Make her in Western mold and decal. Yep,
She has it.
I've
I
got
think
some
I
actually, so I
may
don't
have
need to
that
make them.
book and the paper making with plants. I
Uh huh.
I have that in ebook form or
I've
PDF.
got another book. I've got another book called Paper. Just paper.
Yep.
And then there's this one, which is much thinner, but it's quite intriguing. This is Zenspirations, Letters and Patterning by Joanne Fink.
And
And
this one
it's
I'm
quite
loving.
interesting. This is lovely. Look at this. I mean, look at that N. That's just fabulous. That's just, and look at the A. It's so loose, lovely. I like that kind of thing very much. So, I mean, it's thinking about that because I'd seen someone I was looking at a class on talking about this kind of thing, and she mentioned this book, so I went and had a look. And it was thinking about that made me do this big Y on the chicory. Now, I don't know how to do lettering. I haven't done fancy lettering. I just write and then look at it and go, oh, God. So it's nice to have something in lettering, even if it's rough and not very good, that I quite like. So that inspired me to do that. And it's got quite a lot of stuff. She likes micron pens. Got to talk about that. There's lots and lots of pattern examples in here. It goes on about patterns. I do like this.
I do
This
too. I've actually drawn that on pages.
I'm
Just
sure you have. I thought I'd seen it before.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, I've just doodled away. I love that because it's free form. To me, to my mind,
yeah,
it's free form.
exactly.
It doesn't have to be precise, no measurements outside of a box. I mean, I've done all of this,
And
but
I love this sort of thing because you know I love swatches.
yes,
So I mean, I'm spending hours making the blinking things. I've got that one. I've got these over here with all the different patterns and everything, and I'm just having so much fun making the darn thing. So of course I like squares, and then there's squares with bits in. So it's double your whammy.
just yeah, just I'm gonna come on camera.
Talking about
Just
jelly
show
roll.
I square off a sketchbook and I and each square off whatever comes to mind. So I kind of limit myself to within the square. This is a
Uh huh.
watercolor, a
Yep.
boat.
Yep.
Look at how I did the boat shadow correctly. I went the wrong direction.
There you go. Well done.
And then over here, it's like just
It's
doodling.
exactly like I made out of that book, isn't it? Yeah.
See,
Yep.
just draw lines and then put stuff in
I
there.
mean, when I was in school, I used to do that. I used to sit there and do little shapes and then fill them in, with little patterns. So why not? Why not?
It's just when my hands need to doodle, or I'll just randomly like this one, little squares within a big square, and then just put something in there.
Yeah,
It's just doodling,
exactly.
but it's comforting at times.
Let me say that again. I liked that. No,
What this?
yeah, I liked that.
There's a main square, and then there's little blocks. I stayed within
Uh huh.
little blocks within.
Yeah, I'd like to see a photo of that so it'd be less fuzzy.
Oh, sure, I'll get that for you.
Thank you.
It's just doodling and practicing. It was good exercise for my hand. All of this is just I sit down and doodle.
Hmm.
Just I'm just a home. See, that's a self portrait.
Uh huh.
When I
Lovely.
was cute. That's when I
Yeah.
was cute.
You mean yesterday?
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, back to you. But yeah, just it's relaxing and it sometimes it primes me. It gives me ideas where I want to go next or what I want to do next when it comes to sketching,
It's a
drawing.
way of, and it's a way of adding detail to something like this thing of mine, where I don't want it. I want it to be the ordinary, not ordinary, the extraordinary, um, natural botanical paints. I mean, this is not natural, but that is a bit better, and this is. So we've got this more natural stuff, and even more natural stuff. So we've got these to go in here, and we've got these to go in here, and I want to do some more of these. And don't forget, we've got this one, which I hope I may be able to do some adjustments to today because I've got something over here. I can show you in a minute, which just came today as well. So I have quite a few nice things
Mhm,
today.
mhm.
So there we go. And we'll put that back together. Put that back together. Oh, wait, there's something else yet. I think I haven't finished yet. Now this is my star. This one. This is the one I ordered this about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Long time. I've been waiting ages for it. I'm going, oh, I want it. And it's arrived. It's called Found and Ground. And it's by Caroline Ross.
I have to back up. I have to pause you. I wish I could. I have to pause you because Paula said that they have that book for her kids at the Ark. One of her little guys, Daniel, hides it for his special viewing.
You mean this one?
Oh yeah, that's a children's book. I don't know if you knew
Is
that.
it?
Well,
No? Know
no,
that?
you know what? The one I think of as a children's book is the other one by Sashiko.
Yeah,
That
that one.
yeah, he has a set of those. He has
Let's see.
yeah, he has one for plants, one for cute animals, and one that's just drawing or coloring, something like that. So he has three, I think, or four. You'll have to look. But I
I,
think Zentangle one is the one she is referring to that her little guy hides it in class just for him.
Yeah, it's nice.
He'll correct me if I'm wrong.
I wonder if Joanne Fink does any other things like that. That would be
She
interesting.
does. Well, she has other books. Let me put that to you. She does have other books.
Okay, we'll have a look. So the other one I ordered with those is called 20 Ways to Draw a Tulip. And I think that's a bit bigger because it's 20 ways to draw a tulip and 44 other things or something like that. So it's quite full. And that hasn't come yet. So that's yet to come. But this one that I ordered way back, I'm so thrilled with it. I really am. It's a lovely book. Lovely book. And inside, let's have a look. Because you know I've ordered some ochres from Clearwell Caves. I paid him. And I'm just waiting now for him to bundle them up and pop them in the post. He may even have also already done so. It's not like Amazon where you can find out what stage everything's at. So it'll just pop up sometime. But isn't that lovely? Look, the glass Muller on the plate. And look at that. I mean, I'd be chipping at that wall trying to see if I could use any of it.
Oh, won't Ian love you?
So we'll get to the really interesting bit. It's a lovely bit, but look at this. Look at this. Grinding yellow clay using 2 smooth flat pebbles from the beach. I've got to go down to Mersey, see what they've got down there. You don't think when you go down there with the dog, you know, you're just watching the dog and making sure he's not getting.
I keep telling you, you and Ian need a little vacay, a day or two away down to the beach. I've been saying that. Just you've had enough.
Well, we're going to the zoo tomorrow, so I mean, we're starting.
Yay!
Yay! Now there we are. That is nice. Look, qualities of foraged earth paint. So she's telling you all about this, all the things you need to know, and all the places, all the reputable suppliers, big and small, all these kind of things. It's lovely. Foraging. She doesn't just do the ochres; she does the foraging as well. So all sorts of things. And here we are getting to the inks and things. We've got acorn caps, nopper galls, hazelnuts. I haven't got that many hazelnuts, but and I don't know about the galls. I've got some nopper galls, and I haven't got very many of the round ones. But I have seen them in previous years, so I'll keep looking. And of course, we've got some wooded areas around here that you can walk in. People walk their dogs there, so I should go and have a look at that as well. Soft bright red terracotta from Old Bricks near the Search Press offices, Kent, UK. So she's in the UK, this lady. Fabulous. But the same rules, well, not rules, but ideas and practices apply to anybody else in any other country. And obviously you're going to get different things in different countries. I can just imagine people in Oman getting the most fabulous colours because some of their roads have been cut through rocks that's rainbow coloured. It's fabulous. Imagine. And here we are. We've got ironstone on the beach, cherry sap catching the light in spring, mussels by the lock. Presumably she's got a lock there. And these are the round oak galls, the ones that most people seem to use. And there's a foraging diary. Wouldn't you love to make one of those? That'd be fabulous. I love that. And here we are. She's found her favourite rock, a textured stone. And what she does is she tries other stones on it to see if it gives any colour, to see if anything comes off on it. And look at that lovely, lovely picture. I think that's hers. I think she painted it, and it was now in the collection of Candice Jensen.
What does that say?
So,
oh, foraging
your house strata.
Garden Street. Wow.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Not here.
This is Anthropocene strata. All sorts of things you can do. Rubbing objects on paper. Well, I tried that with a few things. It wasn't quite so successful as I'd hoped. Because I've got a pot here of bits, you see. Now, I can't find my rust pot. I don't know where my rust pot's gone. It's somewhere. I've seen it recently. But this is the only rusty thing I could find. That's an old bolt.
You're not going to
so
on paper with that.
No, but I'm not going to be able to lock a door with it either. It's rusted solid. So I reckon putting that in a pot is going to give me some nice rust. And then maybe I'll be able to use it on a piece. You know, I was talking to my daughter today, and she said she found a cog from a bicycle. And she was going to send it to me, but she was saving it because she's got a box to put lots of things in, and she's found some other bits to put there. So I'll have a lovely present. I nearly squealed with joy when she told me about that. I thought, she knows me. She knows me.
Yeah.
And in here, I've got things I've collected. Like here's some seeds from one of our trees. I'm going to try those. I'm not sure what they are. They're one of the pines, I think, but aren't they interesting shapes, seeds? Different interesting shapes. Weird. And then there's a bit of a tile, terracotta tile. Once I've cleaned that, it might be something. That's another type of terracotta tile, which may or may not be anything. And then I'm not using this. It just happened to be a good place to put it. It's my one of our geodes that we found in Oman. And this one was open, so you can see the crystallization on the inside. Love that. But this one might. It's a wee bit hard, but it might. Or that one might. You've got to test them out and see what they're going to give you. And this one is really crumbly. You can see it's actually crumbled onto this old bit of tile. So I may get something out of that. It may not. I don't know. But, you know, I found these pieces in the drive because when they were laying the path outside, they went down another 4 inches. And these are the bits that were amongst the rubble that they laid on the driveway because they had some excess concrete as well. So they just put that. So some of it's embedded in, but this one was loose. I thought it was quite interesting. And that was quite a nice one. Lovely colour. And this
was on a road. Susan was on a road trip recently, and she said she truly aspired to bring back clay, dirt, minerals from places they stopped, but she found it was too busy, even though it was a slow road trip.
That's the problem, isn't it? Sometimes, yeah. So there's lots of interesting little bits and pieces. You never know just what they are. I mean, that's got some lovely blue on there. That looks quite old the way it's been tumbled about in the earth. You don't know what it might be, but so those are pieces that I can use. So we'll put those down again someplace else, and we'll go back to the lovely book because it really is fascinating, this book. And it's not just things to make paint with that she's getting. So you've got driftwood, feathers for brushes or pens, shells that can act as pallets or to store paint. Brilliant, brilliant. Absolutely lovely. I mean, that's almost the same piece I've got in that box.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. So these are the stones. These are the pigments, and this is what you get. So that's fascinating, isn't it? That's ironstone. So it's quite irony looking when it's painted on. A green pebble, you never know what was in it. So I'm going to be so thrilled to find out how she's doing this, what she's using. And I brought my one of my items to use for this, a pestle and mortar. Huh, this is made of granite. Should be tough enough. Hopefully. Just knocked over a bottle. Mustn't do that. So I will be thrilled to find out what to do and where to go. Look at all that red there. Now, I know there's a forest near here, a wood at least, where the clay is a bright orange, where the ground is a bright orange. I'm definitely going there to have a look. But I want to know where she was here. Fields Edge in Wiltshire, with abundant blackberries, hazels, and acorns. Pink and green pigments together on a hillside. Doesn't say where. Was that also in Wiltshire? I'm gonna. What places you've got to go to find these things? Look at those.
You have to read the whole thing.
Shale.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to stop and read it properly. But this is a lovely, lovely book. Elderberry, yewberry, blackberry, dogwood berries, cardi paper. No, I haven't got dogwood. I haven't got yew. I've got elderberry and I've done blackberry, so that's all right. Look at that lovely feather. That's almost like the feather I was drawing just yesterday. Only I put dots on mine.
Like my feather.
Yeah, indeed. Hematite. Badger dug chalk. Yes, she said that when I was reading before that she found some chalk where badgers had been digging their sets and just earthed it up for her. So she just had to pick it up. Charcoal. I know I've got charcoal. I have open fires here, so no problem at all with that. And look at that.
That's what I was looking for with the ants, 'cause
Golden cherry tree gum nugget from Tooting. Amazing. Just
What is
amazing.
that? I can barely see the picture. What is it?
Sorry, it's golden cherry tree gum.
It's like a skin.
No, it looks a bit like a chunk of amber, but it's gum from a cherry tree,
Wow.
a golden cherry tree. Isn't that lovely? I've got a cherry tree in the garden, but it's not that kind, I don't think. But I should go and have a look. You never know what you might find when you go and have a look. Look at those lovely colours down that lane. Ah. Oh dear. It just shows you've got to keep your eyes open. Oh, a hunk of iron. Kiln slag and fired terracotta from a Tunbridge Wells worksite. It's just so much. Oh, and the Lucky Stones has got a nice ceramic palette there as well. Right, well, let's do something, shall we? Let's do something. Let's stop looking at things and do
What
something.
are you going to do?
Well,
Whatever are you going to do?
what am I going to do? I've got a palette there. It's only plastic, but it's a palette. And I don't need the grinder because one of the other things that arrived today, I ordered some time ago, is this stuff. Red yeast rice powder. Now, I've seen somebody using this, so I know what they do. So we've got that. And where have I put my... Let me just find it. Oh, it's there. There we are. Gum Arabic.
Somebody left you unsupervised.
Did they?
Well, yeah, books and yeah.
Oh, that kind of... I see what you mean. Yes, they did, didn't they? Right, so I've got a couple of spoony type things here. This is from Nuvo. And it's got a little spoon on one side and a little sort of scoop on the other. And then I've got this, which I've had, I don't know, I think I had it from school or university or something. It's one of these things for
it looks
picking
like
up
a
stuff.
elf shoehorn.
No, it's yeah, an elf shoehorn, exactly, right, okay. But it's for scooping up stuff that you don't want to touch particularly. So it doesn't matter. But this is, I think, quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Colourful. Let's have a look. Red yeast powder. I saw somebody on one of the Skillshare classes I was looking at using this. So I'm going to use a bit of this.
Hey, right? Oh, so red yeast is edible and supposed to be good for you. Although at the moment, I can't think offhand how. But yes,
What, red yeast rice powder? Yes, it's meant as a health thing from Detox Trading, and it's vegan. Daily dosage is 650 milligrams. I don't know how you're supposed to measure that out, but there you go. That's not what I want it for. So gum Arabic, Gummius arabicus. So a few little drops. So I think I need my one of these to pick some up. And I put some drops there. And they all roll off. Well, let's see. Let me pop that back in there for the moment. And I've got the spoon bit this side, so let's mix some in. Yep, it's going to need more. I seem to remember she put quite a little puddle in when she was doing it. Just a moment. Let me get a little bit nearer so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. There we go. So you can start to see the colour appearing, and it's going quite dark compared with what we've got here with the colour of the powder. Look at that lovely colour. So let's add a bit more. But you don't need to add too much because although there's quite a lot of powder left there, because I used a whole scoopful, pretty much.
So you could actually use the other trays and like water it down to different transparency, couldn't you? Yeah.
Probably, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's only got gum arabic with it. The great thing is I've got the other thing to scrape the little spoon off so I don't get it all sticky on there. I found that with coconut.
It's an elf shoehorn. I don't care what you say. Or would it be? What do you think, Paula? Is it an elven shoehorn or a fairy shoehorn? Which one is bigger? The fairies are smaller, aren't they? So it might be.
So
better.
that's this one. That's this one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to need a bit more. It's getting quite stiff, that. But I can loosen it up with water. See, I'm just trying to get it all mixed in first with the gum arabic. I put too much in here, didn't I? I got 100 grams. I wanted to play.
So let me ask you this: why are you using the gum arabic before the water?
Well, because that's what the lady did.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why she didn't say why, but that's what she did. So I'm just doing what she did. And she was, gosh, I can't remember. She said something about seeing lots of things. She was doing watercolors with these, you know?
Yeah.
She was painting them.
It seems like the gum arabic is the most portion of the liquid part, and that's making it more like a glue rather than a watercolor.
It's making a paste. You've got to combine it all in with this to make a paste. And then you add water, distilled water, if you can possibly manage it.
Yeah.
Which I have now. Ian's got the big pots I bought out in the laundry room and positioned. So all I've got to do is turn the little tap. It came with a little tap. I was thrilled.
Yeah, we have one like that on the counter that I take care of for us.
There we go. It's nearly all mixed in. I don't think I'm going to need any more gum arabic. Just a question of mixing it all in. But isn't that a lovely red? Lovely colour. Right.
Like plasma.
Now I need a bigger container. So I've got here ready one of these little jars, and I'm going to put it in there. At least I'm going to try and put it in there. Maybe I should put a bit of water in first. I've got the water here. Let me get all the gum arabic out of my thingy. And maybe put the lid on that, just to be on the safe side. I can now make gum arabic because I've now got the powder and the distilled water to make it from. So that's something. So let's add some water to this. I can add more when I get it in there, but I just want to make enough so that I can get it to come off the spoon. Look at that. That's mixing in nicely now. Look at that. Because, of course, gum arabic is made with water, which is another reason why it didn't mix with the alkanet.
Oh. Okay, I'll be right back. Got to say goodbye to my girl. Hold the phone.
Okay. Bye-bye. That's much more watery now, isn't it? Blending nicely. Can't wait to have a try with this stuff. I wonder what else she uses that's interesting like that. I must ask her. Right, let's put that down for a moment. Scrape some off and try and make sure it's not all too thick. Because that bit's definitely a bit on the thick side. Let me put this up and get some in there. That's looser now. It's actually coming off the scrapey thing, scoopy thing. Elf's shoehorn. I've got a big bit there, a sludgy bit. I think I need a bit more water with that so I can get it out. Just so I can rinse it out. Get it all in. And then I'm going to add much more water to that and give it a good old shake.
Sorry about that. My girl is going. She's got to go down to O'Hare Airport and catch her flight.
I'm bending a bit here to try and see what I'm doing underneath the camera, so I'll have to get you out of the way for a moment or two so I can get as much of this into this little pot as I can.
It's a nice view, actually. It makes me think of clay, and someone above.
That's rather, doesn't it?
Yeah, someone above was saying that North Carolina has so much red clay that the sports teams, like the baseball players and that, should just wear rust-colored clothes. This is why so many potters, so many good potters, pottery artists love North Carolina. Is because of the beautiful clay over there. I mean, you could just go dig it up and then you put it through a certain process to make it usable. It's
grinding, probably.
Look at that. Don't waste that. Get your paintbrush out and paint that somewhere.
Yep, I will. I'm going to add a load more water to this now.
Or put it in, wrap it with saran wrap so you don't lose it.
I'm going to paint with that in a minute.
Don't. Oh, I'm sad to see her go.
Oh.
It's all right. She has a life in LA, in Los Angeles, so.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, she's an architect.
Oh. Clever girl.
Yes, she is.
I'm not going to put any more in there because I'm not sure how concentrated it needs to be. So I've got that. And I can mix this up a bit more. And I'll use that paintbrush in just a sec.
Okay.
Right, I've got a tissue. I did have a tissue. What have I done with the tissue? Well, there it is.
What is your question, Susan? Or was it for... Oh, I see. It's for Diane. Yeah, I would love to see pictures.
Pictures of what?
So let me go back. She's making a horrible mess with plaster bandages. She has 2 torsos copied so far for her steampunk torso thing. Yeah,
Oh,
see, there you go. Steampunk caught your ear, didn't it?
yes, it did.
She says, I have so many steampunk embossing folders, die cuts, you name it. We have been so intrigued with the torsos and what people do with them.
And gum arabic is indeed a glue, so I need to incorporate this if I possibly can.
Diane, are these full size mannequin torsos that you're talking about, like life size? They're plastic mannequin torsos, the kind you see hanging up on rocks. Oh, racks. Rocks.
Oh, rocks.
Racks. Hanging up on racks. I'm not sure. I see, I don't go out a lot, so whatever you're seeing hanging up on racks, I must not see them. I only know like the one my brother used to have in his apartment.
Right, that's enough of that. Let's get the paintbrush involved. Certainly do a bit with this one.
And she flew in from LA Friday, well, a week ago Friday, to go stay at her mom's because that's where her sister is. And if you remember, I said her sister had major surgery. My other bonus daughter had major surgery. So she flew in Friday, and the other daughter came home from the hospital Saturday. So this one, Sarah, went to get Raquel from the hospital Saturday, brought her home, and stayed with her through the week to take care of her and see if she needed any help with anything and be with her mom. Um, and then now Raquel is up and about and able to do things for herself. And so Sarah chose to come here. She's been here since Friday to see in Father's Day with her dad, which I could almost cry thinking about it, but it's such a special time for them.
Whereas Samantha phoned up her dad and spent an hour bending his ear.
Right, and they will do that. They if they see each other once a year, that's probably on average once a year for a few. We only get her for a few days because her partner has family here too throughout the state, so they have to spread themselves thin to see everybody. So we usually only get a few days with them and seldom her alone. But I just like to mostly be quiet and let the two of them. He just adores his kids so much and has, I think, such a great relationship. And he's so good with them that I love how he becomes when he's around them. He's happy. I just love that. Oh, and yeah, one more thing. So they call me bonus mom. And actually, Raquel, the younger bonus daughter, calls me bonus mom. I don't know that they've ever given me a gift other than the gift of themselves, which for me is enough to be accepted by them and to get so much love from them as a stepmom. I think that's just blows me away. But my Raquel said she was out shopping, doing something, whatever, back in May or April or something, and she saw something that made her think of me. And I'm like, okay, that right there is a gift. But
It is indeed.
yeah, she actually bought the thing and she's been holding on to it because she lives in Milwaukee, which is like 50 miles away. So we don't get to see her often either. Um, but she bought the gift, and when we went to pick up Sarah from her mom's on Friday, I think it was, or Saturday morning, the Raquel gave me the gift. I'm gonna show you. She got me
Oh,
a giant mug, and it right there, that right there.
lovely. Isn't that lovely?
It is to me. It's it is to me. Made me
It's
cry.
lovely. Yeah, of course.
Made me cry. What's really hard is um because I adore these kids. I mean, they're just, what can I say? Their parents did a great job. Um, but their mom has been officially diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's.
Oh no.
I know. And she and I are basically the same age. And it just, I don't like, and I met her in 18 years I've been married. I met her for the first time the other day. Like in 18 years, I've never met her
Yeah.
face to face or talked to her for that matter. But she's a precious little woman. I'm 5 feet tall. She's shorter than me.
Wow.
And yeah, and this is their mom. I don't care what their marriage was like. I don't care about any of that. That's past history. This is their mom. This is somebody's mom. And my heart still hurts for missing my mom. I know how you feel about your mom. So this is hard for them, and that just hurts. That's just hard.
Yeah.
So hard. My heart breaks for them.
Yeah.
It is.
It's one of the worst things. It really is. Heart
Yeah.
attack has nothing to it. Absolutely nothing. I mean, my dad died of a heart attack, and it was practically a gift.
Yeah,
I
same
miss
with my mom.
him.
I wouldn't wish my mom back because yeah, but this is a slow progression. And like I said, she's
That's
only
awful.
65, 66. I think we're the same age. Um, and I mean, Sarah has a lot of the responsibility for decisions for her mom. She's the oldest,
Hmm.
and it's not a burden, but it is a heavy weight.
Yeah.
And it just breaks my heart that to see her and Raquel hurt for their mom. I don't like to see my kids hurt. They're not
Yeah.
my kids, but they're my kids. So there.
I know what you mean. Yep.
Yeah, she's been having memory issues for a number of years that the kids have told us about, but we never all. It wasn't the whole. They were the only ones to see it, in fact, because they
Yes.
were the only ones that
Exactly.
had to see her.
Yeah.
And
It is. It's only the people who are with them all the time that notice it. I
yeah,
mean, they sort of people with Alzheimer's will sort of pull themselves up somehow. How on earth they'll do that, I don't know. But they will present a different person to a medical person who is looking at them
yeah,
and
and when they see
you know,
them, it's
asking them
that,
questions.
yeah.
It's amazing what they can come up with that makes them sound perfectly lucid and happy and fine and okay. But you get home and you can see all the things that aren't right.
Well, I guess they
You
had
can
been
see
telling
different.
her, like I said, Raquel off and on has lived with her over the years. And I guess they had been telling her that, Mom, you just asked me 5 minutes ago what we were having or what you were cooking for dinner or, who you talked to on the phone or whatever. And it wasn't just, what did I walk in this room for? It was,
It's
it
more than that.
Yeah, it was more than that. So, and she just wrote it off in her mind as like, well, I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm not thinking straight today, or, stuff like that. I have
Yeah.
trouble sleeping, so I'm distracted or whatever. And they finally got her to I guess, a neurologist or somebody who made a definite diagnosis of early onset. And her
Mm.
mother had it.
Oh,
So,
oh dear.
yeah, it's hard for the
They've got to
kid.
find a cure for this somehow. They've got to. It's awful. It affects entire families. It's not just the person who has it, it's everybody else
It's just
having to look
them.
after them and watch their loved one suffering with it. And not only that, knowing full well that they could come down with it later themselves as well and do the same to their own children. It's whole generations
Well, my
Just-
bonus children, neither one of them have kids. They're both 40, 42, I think. They don't have any, then they don't want to have any for whatever reason.
Mhm.
They made that decision a long time ago, so there's not that issue, that thing to think about. But for themselves, there is.
Yeah.
Raquel is single with no partner, and Sarah and her partner have been together as long as Russ and I have almost. So they're long term.
It's
It is. I've not had to deal with that. I've dealt with crazy people who should be considered demented.
yes, you'd have. You did. You had a friend you were looking after.
um,
Right.
the woman I lived with,
Yeah.
hers was lung cancer.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Alzheimer's. I beg your pardon.
No. She was on her second uh trial, her second war with lung cancer, and it defeated her. She was 79 when she passed away.
Oh.
79, I think, 70 something. I want to say 79. Bless her heart. She was lovely lady. No, that was lung cancer. She had beat it the first time for 4 or 5 years, and then it came back, and
Hmm.
her mind
So-
shift changed. She something about her changed where she just wasn't fighting anymore, and then it won. But
Oh, that's that. Yeah.
no direct contact with an Alzheimer patient. I don't. I may have, but if I did, it was so brief it didn't stick in my mind.
Okay. Sorry.
But I remember the time we spent with Mom, so I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I remember what you went through.
Well, there we go. That's what we got. Now, where's my rinsey thing? I've got a rinsey thing over here. So we've now got another colour, number 55. I've got 55 colours. Some of them are pale and not really all there. But we've got 55 colours, and some of them are fascinating, like hibiscus and the copper is fascinating. You know, that tissue I've just thrown away that I've been mopping this up with looked awfully like the tissue I had after I bent the dentist. Same colour.
Okay, I don't need to see it again. Yeah, I don't need to see it again.
Anyway, so we've now got another colour, number 55.
Hold on, everybody. She'll be back. She must have touched her cord and pulled herself out, but she'll be back. Hang in there. Don't go yet.
How can I lose a giant sheet of paper?
I don't know. We completely lost. Your screen went completely black on us.
Oh.
I'm wondering.
That.
I thought you're okay now, but I thought maybe you tapped the cord and it kind of blinked out on
There
you.
it is. It was underneath the desk. Here we are. I want to paint this. This is a plan with quite a lot of lies. Stories told instead of the strictest truth about where I live. There's a mad scientist castle remains down here. There's totems there. There's a dark tunnel. There's Moley's Field. There's Pan and Delphi. There's an old man's yurt over there. There's the ancient, I'm calling it the ancient blind pool. There's a Bluebell Drift. There's Mirkwood, and past Mirkwood, outside the area, is the dead zone where the zombies live. And there's lots of other little things which I'm going to sort of elaborate on here and there. But I want to paint this. So I want to paint it with the whatchamacallits,
Homemade.
these natural and botanical inks
Mm-hmm.
made of substances that are easy to do yourself. like copper is a lovely colour, really lovely colour. And then we've also got areca nut, did that one recently. And now we've got ready rice, 55. And we've got, this is what I did with the Alkanet. Now with the Alkanet, it doesn't dissolve in water. And the gum arabic and water did absolutely nothing because, of course, gum arabic is made with water.
But
So I heard that it would dissolve in oil. I didn't actually have any oil except for a little bit of essential oils, and I wasn't sure about that. But the other thing I did have, I heard somewhere someone said that it would dissolve in alcohol. But ooh, I happened to have some vodka, so I tried that, and I got But I had also already boiled those roots in water and got brown out of them. And I also heard that you don't boil Alkanet because the colour goes to brown away from red once it goes past a certain temperature. So that's one thing. The other thing is I heard that you can put alcohol with it. So after trying it with the vodka and getting something, I then thought I'll try it with isopropanol, which is 99.9% alcohol. And this is the powder. And this one is the root. Still got the root in there. I'll show you. See, still got bits of root in there. And when I put it on the cardboard, swatch test palette thingy, you can see what happened. Because it's got vinegar in it. It just went quite expansively well over the square I painted it on.
it bled
There's the
out.
red you've just made, which just went on that area. And there's the alcohol, and it just went, woo. Not only that, it went right through, and it went onto the piece of card I had there, and underneath to the tissue paper I had under that. Excuse me. So I've now got tissue paper with pink splotches on it. It's definitely pink. But that was only the first day I put it in. So if it goes that red on the first day I put it in and produces that colour, and they say you should leave it for 2 to 3 weeks. Well, I'm dying to see what this is going to turn into. Can't wait. Wonderful. So I've got quite a bit done there. And I'm thinking it will go quite nicely with these things, which are going to go in the journal as well. I also want to think out what else I can do, because I've got specimens here of things. And I've got these cards showing what you can do. And I've also got some lichen here, which I don't think will produce any colour because it's the wrong sort. Excuse me. But I've got to do this. Hang on a minute. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to clear everything there. So
Well, we're
this,
we're just a little over an hour, so you keep that in mind as we go forward.
I'm nearly done now. So that lichen, I don't think will produce anything, but I will try it with things, and there are things you can try things with. I've got packets of it, bags of it. You know, I've got loads of it in a bag like it's absolutely bursting with it. But one of the people I got some colours from, like the Alkanet and some others like Night Fairy Jasmine and some lac and things like that. The lac worked nicely. One of the other things I got from her is something called purple moss. Now, I've never seen that before. I assume you can get die from it, but I'll have to find out how to do it and what she does with it. And perhaps somebody on one of the I've joined a Flourish forum, tried to. So when I get in there, maybe somebody in there will know about making inks from natural substances with any luck. If not, I'll just try a little bit with this, a little bit with that, try something else. We'll see what happens. And we've definitely got something to do a bit of grinding. So I think that's enough from me today. I'm sorry I haven't done very much, but I've had a lot to tell you all. So I hope that's good enough. It's
Yeah,
just
and
too really.
we'll be back Wednesday. We're all looking forward to tomorrow with Josh and Patricia.
Yep.
And then we'll be back Wednesday. I hope we see you there.
We might be back Wednesday. I'm not sure. It depends on the temperature here.
Yeah.
It's going to be fairly
Absolutely.
hot tomorrow, but we're going to the zoo in the mornings.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Don't worry about it, and just let me know, and we'll post out
But
there. Yeah.
We'll be back Friday with something or other.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, if nothing else, we'll draw a nice picture, do some splotches or something with some inks, and see what happens.
Well, we still have a couple. No, we don't. We're all done with plates. We're all caught up with plates.
So there is a plate that we need to put some matte medium on, and then pull, and then do howl to put on top. So there's that.
Yep. Okay. So we'll just go. We'll just say thank you,
Okay.
everyone, for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up. We'll be watching Miriam and everybody else that streams coming up.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't do so much, folks, but hopefully it was
all
held
right.
your interest for a moment or two. Okay,
Thank
bye
you.
bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Here we go. Here we go.
Da-da-da-da. Look